everybody, these clowns are doing this stuff and that. So I'm just telling you how your reputation.
So Yaakov, before we start, everybody wants to discuss what we're going to do with Pesach, a 3-day Yom Tif, and Cholamite, and all of that.
With what?
And the end days too.
In terms of the daf.
I don't know, whatever you guys want. I think we'll start. I think starting Sunday, we'll add on to each daf.
I was told, Yaakov, we're allowed to leave the Zoom on after the Seder to do the daf.
After the Seder, yeah.
I would
love to hear the comments from those guys after the Seder. That's what I would love.
I actually just allowed a guy to keep the Zoom on Yom Tif.
Why?
The mother is in Australia. She's not religious. So that's 15 hours ahead of us. So I said, as long as they make the connection before Yom Tif, they're here. That's not Yom Tif. They can sit and sing
for the
songs.
first Seder.
For the first Seder, they could sit and sing songs for you. He says, but maybe she'll talk. I said, it's okay. She's not religious. It's not...
that's actually pretty cool, by the way.
Can I do that with my parents in Seattle?
No, it doesn't work.
If they're in Australia.
Your parents in Seattle
if you were in Seattle and they were in South Bend, then it would work.
Yes, maybe you could try that with your father in Montreal.
Yeah, that's definitely going to work.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think, let's say the first days we should be able to do 2 block, right?
Yeah, Chol Hamoed.
So that should cover us for Friday and Shabbos. Second day and third day should be fine. If we do a little bit more starting Sunday night, I think we should be fine.
No? I mean, basically, we're not doing Cholamite trips. We could just do this during the day.
I understand. Why can't we do a Cholamite? Where exactly is anybody going?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might have to work.
I hear. Okay.
They're canceling all time because it's an emergency.
No, they did that already by my wife. All vacation's done. She may have to work by the Seder. I'm hoping not.
Well, I was outside Mount Sinai Hospital a couple hours ago. People would just sit there cheering anybody that goes in the hospital. They're sitting in the whole block is just cheering, clapping. Yeah.
How close are they?
That's because they moved the psych ward to the street.
Why were you there?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
My kids didn't leave the car. We went to Manhattan to show them the hospital boat. That's all.
Oh my God, Yaakov.
Why are you using all the bike trips already?
Why can't you just stay home? You're not busy enough already.
I'm done. Listen, I'm doing the work in the phone.
Because he's awesome and he takes care of his kids in a way that nobody else does.
Yaakov, I wanted to go see.
Do me a favor, Naftali. Don't condone this behavior of being a guy that goes and takes your kid in your car to go see the hospital boat. Stay home.
It's the right thing.
What do you say, Rabaran?
Put him on a bike.
Arthur Shear, please.
Yes, we're gonna try. Yes.
Where's Marchuk?
We have a new Marchuk.
Listen,
where's Marchuk?
Rabaran, you can't see anything, so it must be a lot harder for you to just hold the phone. We're all looking at each other.
Where is Marchuk?
You crazy people, it's enough already.
And listen, Rabaran, if you have enough to post videos on the show chat, you should be enough to log in with a video on your phone too.
By the way, he got you on that one, I got to tell you.
Anyways, okay, ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll do this on the video later.
Because I got people coming also.
You know
the Chazorah. Yeah, the Chazar. I don't think did I post it? Does anybody know if I posted it? I meant to, but then I think I forgot. Okay, Chazar b'miasli daf chofei is that you're allowed to benefit, or what type of benefit is allowed when you burn truma, and then whether benefit is allowed from kachim or truma, right? Whether the machloek is whether you're allowed to benefit from, is it from kachim or is it from truma? Why we can't use oils that smell bad? That's the Mishnah. Was that the Mishnah? No, I'm sorry, it wasn't the Mishnah. It was just the reason why. And then it's a mitzvah to have candles on Shabbos at the meal, besides for the mitzvah to light candles stam for Shabbos, but obviously you can do 2 for 1 deal. Mitzvah to shower for Shabbos, the mitzvah to putting tzitzis on a sheet or something that's a beged laila, which we said Beishamai said not, Basila said not. I said yes, and then morning Yerushalayim is like not having Shabbos candles. That's where we left off. Now, let me tell you, You're gonna get this is from the more interesting beginning of the Gemaras here that you'll ever find. Tanabanan, yeah, we're at the 2 dots around 10 lines up. Tanabanan, yeah. Eza Asher, who's somebody who's wealthy? Kol sheyesh le nachas ruach ba'oishrei. Divrei Meir. That's somebody who has nachas ruach from his wealth, meaning if he's happy, right? Meaning if he's happy with his wealth. If you're wealthy and you're miserable, so what does that do for you? Right? Simin mem tes kuf samach. Rabbi Tarfon kol sheyesh le. Now there's a continuation of what. How do you consider yourself wealthy? Meaning, what's considered? How do you define wealth? Tarfon kol sheyesh le kuf krovim u'mea sados v'kuf avodim sha'avdim behen. He has 100 vineyards with 100 fields and 100 servants that are working for him, right? Rabbi Kiva Omer kol sheyesh le isha noah b'maisim. If he has an isha who's noah b'maisim, we'll go back to that in a second. Rabbi Yossi Omer kol sheyesh le beis hakisei sama shulchanei peretz. Yeah, if you have a beis hakisei close to your table, then you're considered wealthy. Yeah, yeah. So you're wealthy, peretz. All right. Anyways. Okay,
what
so
about
now,
under the table? Does that make you even more wealthy?
Or are you more wealthy if you eat in the Beis HaKisei?
maybe. No, okay. Anyway, so the Gemara says, there's a very interesting marsha on this. Rabbi Yossi says that the Rabbi Kiva says, Isha no b'maisim. It's an Isha no b'maisim. So he says all these are a continuation of each other. So some men sometimes think that they have to accumulate money in order to make their wife happy, right? And they want to buy their wife jewelry and clothing. And the Maharsha says they're never going to be happy, so don't bother. That's what the Gemara means by this. All right. So he says don't even try and accumulate wealth for that reason.
It's a good thing we didn't do this in last night's year.
Yeah.
What's the continuation? How does he end up with a bathroom by your table? How does that work?
I don't remember how he continues that, but the first two he's saying you're trying to accumulate wealth. And then wealthy is if you have an isha no b'maisim and not one that you feel that you have to what do you call it, buy her off with all sorts of nice things. Okay,
Yaakov, they bring down from the Maharsha when he talks about having a good bathroom. They say that it's because that's practicing good hygiene, which keeps you healthy.
So
okay, you can't hedge your, being healthy is the best wealth, I guess.
Right. I hear. So I mean, it's healthy to go to the bathroom. We learned that in brachas that you shouldn't.
It's good hygiene.
That you're supposed to go to the bathroom at night and in the morning. Yeah. Tanya Rabbi Shimon ben
Elazar. When they say hygiene, by the way, it's not like washing your hands. They consider using the bathroom as hygiene because if you kept that in, it could damage you.
Right. No. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. Now's the Gemara in brachas.
Yeah. Tanya Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. You're not allowed to light with tsari. What's tsari? My timer. What's the reason? Because its reich is very good. And since the smell is so nice from this tsari, so then you might end up taking some of it out because you want to preserve it or whatever it is. And therefore, when you take it out, you're going to end up extinguishing the fire on Shabbos. Why doesn't Mar say that the reason it's very flammable? Not because it smells good, it's flammable. The Gemara says it means one and really both. One reason is because it's flammable, it's extremely flammable. And another gezerah, because and then another reason not to use it is gezerah that you might end up taking some oil out, and that will be a problem, right? And Taisa says that really the kavanah with the Gemara's kasha here was that. So what if it's flammable? So we're afraid that if it's flammable, you're going to be scared for your house. A person cares about his money, and you may not end up thinking straight. You may end up extinguishing the fire just because you're going to be so concerned to have your house, and that your house shouldn't burn down. Right? Fine. Then you have one of the most fascinating stories in all of Shas. Ahi Chamsa, and this is very negayah to, well, now this Yom Tov is not so negayah because mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law are not really spending Yom Tov together. But Ahi Chamsa, there was a mother-in-law that was sneas lila kalasa. She hated her daughter-in-law, which the Gemara in Yevamah says that daughters-in-law and mothers-in-law naturally hate each other, and that's why you could have yichud with a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, right? Because since they hate each other, nothing will go on. So Amrullah, so the mother-in-law told her, Zil ikshit b'mishcha da farsima. go make yourself put on perfume of afarsama, which is tsari. Also ikshit, so she went and she put it on. Ki also when she came, Amrullah, the mother-in-law told her, Zil isli sharga, go hang up this flame. Asla sharga, and infach ba nura va'achlusa, and then she caught on fire because it was very flammable, and it burned her. It burned her. Yeah, that was what the mother-in-law did to the daughter-in-law. Now I have no idea what the pshat in this Gemara is, but it doesn't say it was a Jew. So that's my only. Maybe it wasn't a Yid that did this. Yeah, fine. Umidalas aretz hishur nivuzradan rav tabachim lekarmim leyoyim. Yeah. So what are karmim? Tani Rabbi Yosef elu malakte afarsimain. They are those that these karmim, like vineyards, is the literal translation, but they're people that gather these afarsimain. Mein Gedi, they gather from Ein Gedi, Vad Ramasav. They go from Ein Gedi till Rama. And Yoigvim, Elut Sayad Chilaz, and those are the people that capture the Chilaz and fish, Misulamais Shaltzur, Bad Haifa, from the mountains. Sulam means a ladder, but it means the heights, right? The mountains of Tzur until Haifa. Okay, that's just brought down Agav because of a Farsiman. Yeah? Tanrabanan, Ein Madlikin Betevel. Now that was the easy part of the Gemara. Right now starts. Well, not yet. It was this part. This next one not so bad. You're not allowed to light with tevel. Tevel tamei during the weekday, and of course it goes without saying that you're not allowed to light with it on Shabbos. Now this is talking about tevel. What is tevel? Tevel is food, vegetables, fruits. No, not really vegetables, but fruits. That, I mean, we say vegetables also, but the ikadin is fruits, is that you don't, if you didn't take off chumas and ma'aser, so that's called tevel. It's also to be eaten. So we're saying that a kohen is also not allowed to use it. Kozma that it's tevel, it's not allowed to be used by anybody, even a kohen, even though it's going to be going to the kohen eventually. So you're not allowed to light with tevel that's tamei during the weekday, and of course, and it goes without saying on Shabbos too. You're not allowed to use, you're not allowed to light with white neft during the weekday, and it's on Shabbos. And it goes without saying you can't do it on Shabbos either. Bishlam neft lavan meishu off. So the reason why you can't ever use neft lavan white kerosene, I guess, meishu off, because it's very flammable and it's dangerous. How about tevel tamei my time more? But what about tevel tamei? Why not? Why can't you lie with that? I gave to you the mishmeres of my truma. V'shtei trumas akos medavar. There's two different types of trumas. Achas truma tahira, v'achas truma tamei. One is referring to truma tahira, and one is to truma tamei. Ma truma tahira ein l'chaba ela mishas harama ve'elach. Just like by truma tahira, a kohen is not allowed to use it only once it was made truma. But before it was made truma, the kohen can't go take it. Still tevel, meaning when it's in the tevel stage, when nothing was taken off, that doesn't belong to the kohen and it doesn't belong to the Yisrael. It doesn't belong to anybody. So just like when by truma tahira he's not allowed to take it. So truma tamei also, he's not allowed to take the truma tamei only from when it was made truma. So basically what comes out is that you could theoretically have fruits that are tamei and you still have to separate it to give to the kohen. Right? Otherwise even the kohen can't have it. Fine. Okay. Gufa. Reb Shimon Elazar, you're not allowed to light with sorry. Yeah, if anybody says ketoris, this is familiar, right? So tsari is only sraf, which is, what did you say sraf was again? Sap, right? Me'atze hakataf, from wood of how do you say kataf? How do they touch kataf? Balsam? Is that balsam?
Balsam tree.
Yeah, balsam tree. There you go. Okay. Shmuel Leimer. Rabbi Shmuel says anything that comes out from wood, you're not allowed to light. Rabbi Shmuel ben Broikheimer, you're only allowed to light things with fuel that comes out of fruits. And Reb Tarfon says you only use olive oil. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri was not very happy with this. He stood up on his feet. If you're going to go Reb Tarfon, that you only Reb Tarfon says the only oil you could use is olive oil. He says, so what? So Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri said, What are Anshe Bava going to do? They only have cottonseed oil. What are Anshe Madai going to do? They only have nuts from walnuts oil. They only have radish oil. They don't have either one. They only have neft. The only thing you have is what the Chachamim said, that you're not allowed to light and you are allowed. Ein madlikin or madlikin. The only thing that you can't light with is the things that the Chachamim said that it's a problem with because they don't draw the oil or draw the wicks, whatever it is. Right? But then he says, and you're allowed to light with the oil of fish, with fish oil, and itron we said comes from like tar, pitch or tar. You are allowed to light with oil that comes from, because is I think gourds, right? Some sort of vegetable like that, uber neft, and with neft also. Anything that comes out of meat, like fats, animal fats, you're not allowed to light with it, only with shem and dogim. So that is now sumchas hainu tanakama. We had this. This is the third time we're going to have this similar type kasha. Sumchas is saying the same thing as the tanakama, because the tanakama says you're not allowed to light with fat. I mean, it doesn't say you're not allowed to light with fats, but that's you only by listing off all the fats that you're allowed to, and he leaves out the fats of animal fats. So that means that the Tanakama holds you're not allowed to light with animal fats. And then Sumchus comes around and he says you're not allowed to light with animal fats. So therefore you see, Sumchus saying the same thing. So as the Tanakama, so what's the difference? Sumchus and the Tanakama. So you say, the difference between them is Rav Bruna Marav, who said that, remember 2 blot ago, he said that if you add regular legit oil to something that's not legit, so he said that you couldn't light with it. So we're saying the difference, one, the Tanakama, or either the Tanakama or Sumchus will hold of Rav Bruna Amarav, and one will not hold, but we don't know which one would hold which, because each one sounds like could hold like the other. So meaning we don't know which one holds what, but we know that that's going to be the machloikis between them. Okay, now we get into tumah and tara. Tani Reb Shimon ben Elazar Omer. Kol hayotzim min ha'etz ein ba mishum shalosh hashalosh u'mesachin by chutz mi pishton. So now this is all about Kabbalah's tumah, right? So the rule is any garment that's less than 3 fingers by 3 fingers can't become tamei, right? So if it can't become tamei, so right, that's by garments. What about by trees and wood? So anything that comes out of wood does not have the rule of shalosh, meaning.
Yaakov, I thought by tzaras, his clothing and everything else is an issue.
We're going to see. We're going to get to tzaras. We're going to go through different types of tumas for this thing. Oh. Yes. No, clothing is tummy. We're talking about stuff that comes out of wood. Right? So anything that comes out of wood does not have this rule of shalosh al shalosh, and you're even allowed to use a feschach, which means that it's not mekabel tumah, because as we know, you're not allowed to use something that's mekabel tumah feschach. Chutz mi pishton, except for flax. Okay, and we're going to learn out from flax that it is mekabel tumah. Okay, so. We'll talk about the lamais after. It's Amar Abaya. So Shimon ben Elazar, the Tana Rabbi Shmuel, Amru Davar Echad. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar and the Tana Rabbi Shmuel said the same thing. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar had Amarad, meaning what we just learned, right? That wood is not mekabel tumah, less than 3 by 3, or even more, right? And pishton is. Tana Devei Rabbi Shmuel, Ma'hi, what's the Tana Devei Rabbi Shmuel? The Tana Devei Rabbi Shmuel, Hayel b'nemar begadim b'Torah stam, since it says in the Torah, begadim stam upra, in one area, meaning there's a few areas of tumah. There's tumah shratzim, that's, what do you call sheretz? Animals, bugs. Whatever it is. What do you say?
8 bugs.
No, shratzim is really more than bugs. It's rodents. Rodents, there you go, thank you. Shratzim is rodents. Right, and then you also have tumah of tzaras, and you have tumas mace, and then you have shechva zera, right? So those are different types of tumas. So by all these tumas, it says begadim stam. It doesn't say what the begadim are made out of. So whenever begadim b'Torah stam, And the pasuk specifies by one of them that it says tzemer pishtin malahalan. So now we learn out, right? This is one of the 13 midas, right? Malahalan tzemer pishtin afkol tzemer pishtin. So just like in one of these parshas, it says tzemer pishtin, right? It's a klal and a prat, right? It says a klal and then it's a prat. Ein bechlal elamashe beprat, right? If that's why the Torah only had to say it once, and like this we apply it to all the cases. Right, so tzemer and pishtin is just like by one tumah it says tzemer pishtin. So I've called tzemer pishtin. It's only wool and pishtin, but that's it. That's the only type of garment that would become tamei. Everything else not. So if you have a garment theoretically made out of wood, it's not going to come tamei. Rava Amar shleisha al shleisha b'shar b'gadav ikamin. Now this is quite confusing, right? Me and Rabban Horowitz really eats him that has this. That the Gemara seemingly makes things confusing, because here it's shloisha al shloisha. You cannot confuse shloisha al shloisha with sholish al sholish. Sholish al sholish is talking about fingers, 3 fingers by 3 fingers. That's what we were talking about. Now shloisha al shloisha is 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. Okay, again with the hay at the end is talking about tefachim. Without the hay at the end is talking about fingers. Yeah. So Rava Amar shloisha al shloisha b'shar b'gadam ikav. Rava says the difference between, now, one second, let's just stop for a second. Abaya says that Reb Shimon ben Elazar and Rabbi Yishmael are saying the same thing. And according to both of them, it's only tzemer pishtin that become tamei. And that's it. Rava says, no, shloisha shloisha b'shar b'gadim ikav. There is a difference between Reb Shimon ben Elazar and Rabbi Yishmael, and whether we're talking about a garment that's 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. Ikav. The Reb Shimon ben Elazar islay l'tana de Rabbi Yishmael. I'm sorry, the Reb Shimon ben Elazar islay. The Reb Shimon ben Elazar holds that there is tumah on a garment that's 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. The Tana of Rabbi Yishmael, the Tana of Rabbi Yishmael does not hold of that. Okay, so now we're going to get back to this Gemara. The Kula then, but the Gemara says the Kuli Amamiyas. However, everybody holds shalosh b'tzemer pishtim mitama b'negoyim, right? Everybody holds that if it's 3 by 3 by pishtim, then it's mitama by tzaras, right? That's what the Gemara says. Chutz mi pishtim, right? So you see, according to everybody, flax is going to be matama 3 by 3. So minalan, how do we know that? The Tanya beged ain't ala beged. When it says in the Torah beged that a beged becomes tamei, that only tells you beged shalosh or shalosh minayin. How do you know that even if it's not a full beged? Because shalosh or shalosh, which is 3 fingers by 3 fingers, is very small, right? It's even smaller than a handkerchief. So how does that? Where do we know that a 3 by 3 garment? Well, you can't really call it a garment. Whatever, something 3 by 3 will be metama, menayin, tamei beged, because it says veha beged. So we darshan out that it's something in addition.
No.
What do you say?
It could be a bedika cloth that size.
Oh, very good. Yes, 100%. Yeah, a bedika cloth would be about that size. Probably a little bigger. Some want to say that that's why they make the bedika cloth a little bigger than that, so that it should become tamei. But I've heard people say that, but I don't know exactly why that would be. I can understand, maybe. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good point. The rabbi is shloisha al shloisha. Well, who says it's veha beged? It's coming to tell you 3 fingers by 3 fingers. Maybe it's coming to tell you 3 tvachim by 3 tvachim. Lav kal v'chaimer. So the Gemara says it wouldn't be a kal v'chaimer, meaning what do you need a pasuk for? Hashta shesi ve'erev. Mitama, so a shesi ve'erev, which is a, how do you call it? A woof and a whatever.
Warp and a woof.
Warp and a woof. There you go. A warp and a woof, which means basically something that's woven, right? So something that's woven is mitama, shloisha al shloisha mibai. Do I need to tell you that something that's 3 by 3? Meaning if something just is woven a little bit, right, just has 1 shesi and 1 erev, and that's enough to make matama. So if something is 3 by 3, then of course it will, right? So the Gemara says, so if that's the case, you want to learn out a kal v'chaimer, so do 3 fingers by 3 fingers too. Ihachi shalosh nami leisa b'kal v'chaimer. So then you have the same kal v'chaimer with 3 fingers by 3 fingers. What do you need a pasuk for that for? Right? Meaning, again, the Gemara says veha beged tells you that something 3 by 3 fingers by 3 fingers. Then the Gemara says, well, maybe it's coming to tell you 3 tvachim by 3 tvachim. So Gemara answers, no, that would be a kal v'chaimer. If something that's woven slightly can become tamei. So then something 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim is going to become tamei. And Gemara says, 1 second. I could say the same kal v'chomer about 3 fingers by 3 fingers, and you don't need a pasuk for that either. Right? If so, 3 fingers by 3 fingers should also learn out from kal v'chomer. No, 3 fingers by 3 fingers. That type of garment can be used by poor people and by wealthy people. So then you could have it by a kal v'chomer. But I'm sorry, what did I just say? 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim will be used by an ani and an ashir. So therefore we put in the kal v'chomer. 3 fingers by 3 fingers, that's only for aniyim, but not for the wealthy. So you can't learn it out. You're not going to learn out the kal v'chomer. Okay, so that's how we know now that 3 by 3 by pishtim is going to be mekabel tumah. So then the Gemara says, "Time the kas v'kra," but you're saying the only reason is because it was written in a pasuk. Halei kas v'kra loy gamrina mekabel chomer, and then we're not going to learn after mekabel chomer. Maybe that pasuk v'habeged is coming to tell you that other clothing, not flax or linen, however you want to call it, it's coming to tell you that a beged that's 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim, not made out of flax, made out of, let's say, wool, should be matama. Omar kro beged semer pishtin. It says beged semer upishtin. Beged semer pishtin in media achrin. Only wool and linen. I said example of wool. It would have to be something else. Let's say polyester. So beged semer pishtin. It says beged semer pishtin in media achrin. And some other things not. Maybe it's coming to exclude 3 by 3. But 3 by 3 it should be mitama. So we say tremi utik sivi. With this 2 miyutim there, meaning the pasuk says it twice. Beged semer, oy beged pishtim. So therefore, it's coming to tell you that other garments, not semer pishtim, one is coming to exclude 3 fingers by 3 fingers, and one is coming to exclude 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. So therefore, it's not a mekabel tumah. Should we continue? I guess what time is it? We did this pretty fast, right? Okay, I guess we can go a little weiter so we can start pushing this. But according to Rava, who says that 3 by 3 by other begadim is the difference between them. And what does he say, right? We said that Rava said that there was a machlokes between Rav Shimon Elazar and Tanat Rav Yishmael, and that machlokes was 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim, right? The Rav Shimon Elazar Islay, according to Rav Shimon Elazar, you would become tamei 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. The Tanat Rav Yishmael Leslay, and the Tanat Rav Yishmael will not be metamet. So how do you know 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim? How do you know that it's going to be metamet? So nafka me oy beged. We learn it out from oy beged. Right? The Tanya beged, ainly ela beged. Shloisha shloisha b'shar begadim. When it says the word beged, so that only tells you a regular beged. How do you know 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim by other begadim? We learn oy beged. So we learn out from it because it says oy beged. Oy beged tells you there's an additional beged that's going to be a problem of tumah, which is if it's 3 tefachim by 3 tefachim. Okay, but this only works according to Rava. What about Abaya? Abaya, right? Because Abaya said they both agree. There's no disagreement. Abaya, so what's he going to do with the oy? Abaya, hi oy beged, my omelay. What does he do with it? He comes to tell you that it's coming to include a garment that's 3 fingers by 3 fingers by wool and by linen. The matama b'shrotzim, that it's matama b'shrotzim. For Rava, okay, so now what is Rava? How's Rava going to know that it becomes tamei b'shrotzim? Well, we're just doing the classic back and forth of a Gemara. Rava, Gali Rachmana Gabi Negayim, Buadin L'shrotzim. Rava says no. The Torah told it to you by tzaras, and the same thing would be by shrotzim. Okay, good. So now Habaya, how come he needs a pasuk? Why can't he just learn it out of tzaras? Habaya equal mifrach malin Negayim. She can't shesi ve'erev matama ve'em. Well, you can't learn that from Negayim because Negayim tzaras is going to come tamei even shesi ve'erev. Fine for Idach. So then what's Rava going to do with that? Isak that Negayim Chamiri. If you're going to say that Tzaras is more Chamor, Lichter Rachmana Gabi Shrotzim, let the Torah write it by Shrotzim and then learn out Negayim. Fine. Then Abaya, V'idach, Negayim Shrotzim Le'asu. He can't learn out Negayim from Shrotzim. The Ikal Mivram, Mala Shrotzim Shekem Etam Bekadosha. Shrotzim has a different Chumrah, which we have all over Shas. That meaning all the tumahs Each one has its own chumrah, its own kula. So shrotzim has a particular chumrah that it will be matama the size of a lentil. Meaning, even if you have just a piece of a sheretz that's the size of a lentil, is going to be matama. So therefore, you can't learn out tzaras from shrotzim. Okay, I think that would be enough to stop it here. Now, do you think that wood is not negeya? Wood, it's very negeya lemaisa. Just to bring up something, I know it's a confusing daf. Nobody should get a little, we got to hang in there with this tum and tara.
Very lost what happened the last 20 minutes, but okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know. I can sense that. If you want, we can go rehash it, but I'm not sure it's going to help. I'm talking for myself. But what's negeya lemaisa is that lemai is wood. Tissues, okay? And trust me, this is an issue, okay? Tissues come from wood, right? So if you say if wood is mekabel tumah and a tissue, right, as paper comes from wood, so then it's mekabel, then it would be mekabel tumah, right? It doesn't really have so much to do with this, right? But do you say that it's what we call panim chadashas ba'olakan, that a tissue is, even though yes, it does come from wood and it's a pshutei kliyet, so therefore meaning it's not a garment, it's just it is basically what we're saying is, does a tissue have the same status as a piece of wood? So a piece of wood will become tamei. Right here we're talking about garments. We're not talking about an actual piece. So a straight piece of wood will become tamei.
But we're also not talking about tissues either. Tissues neither a piece of wood or garment.
That's exactly the shaila. So is a tissue panim chadashas, even though really it should have the status of wood, and therefore it's a panim chadashas, and it doesn't have status of wood at all. It's considered a new entity, which is the way we paskin. We paskin that tissues cannot become tamei.
We learned that in brachas. It doesn't have a tzura of wood anymore.
Correct. So it's a panim chadashas ba'olakan. It's a new face. So therefore it doesn't have the status of wood anymore.
Can you give an example of how wood can become tamei?
What?
Give an example of how wood can become tamei.
A piece of wood. You have a straight piece of wood, a 2x4.
What about a tree?
A tree?
Yeah, it's tree.
If it's attached to the ground, can't become tamei because it's attached to the ground.
Unless it's by a cemetery.
What?
Oh wait, no,
that's something that's a tumah's oil. That's a tumah's oil.
But the thing is you had told me that Kirkland wipes aren't a problem because they come from wood, as opposed to other companies' wipes that come from cotton because there's no skita by wood.
Right. Well, I don't know if that's old wipes, but now I don't even. I think they totally made up the Kirkland wipes. From what I understand from all that Chinese that's written on it, I think it's totally made up. Now I don't even think it has from wood, but I don't know. But yeah, theoretically,
I'm not in the parsha anymore, so
all right,
it's okay.
Yeah, well, everybody else is with the wipes on Shabbos, not the baby.
I was gonna say, you're talking about baby wipes?
I was talking about baby wipes.
Clorox wipes, all that stuff.
I thought dude wipes, maybe.
Dude wipes, whatever you want to call it.
Carrots.
Anyways.
Good for you, man.
All righty. So
those are issues and not issues on Shabbos.
What?
The wipes are issues on Shabbos and not issues on Shabbos.
It's not an issue. Not an issue.
But most places can hold that it is an issue. But that has
besides the fact you're ruining your plumbing.
What do you hold?
I don't hold anything.
Liner.
Tzviako, I thought you had a very specific psak on this.
On what?
The story with your father, with your mother.
My father's was makel on the wipes, but most places can machmer, which I tell you. And my father ain't around, which I don't know. You know what I mean? He beat the corona by 15 years, 16 years, right? So.
He'd be having a field day today, man.
Anyway, so he didn't. I mean, he didn't use wipes. I mean, he did use wipes. What should I tell you? All right. Should I post another Pesach shiva tomorrow night at 8, or should I not bother, or do it later?
No,
or do
sounds good.
I have my bar mitzvah tomorrow at 8.
I was gonna say either tomorrow night or Sunday night, whichever one.
I think I need to do both in order to get it all in with.
Okay, so we'll do both. No.
I have my bar mitzvah Zoom at 8 o'clock tomorrow. If you want to.
Oh.
But you can do it anyway. It's fine.
Well, it'll be recorded. Don't worry. You'll watch it later.
So 8 o'clock tomorrow. Hopefully, we won't go overtime like we did.
Hold on, Tiago. I'm gonna send you out a new ID number.
I'm not gonna put it on Twitter. That's what happened yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Maybe the bar mitzvah is going to have a special guest tomorrow.
Oh, I hope not.
Okay, see you guys.
All right, have a good night.
Yaakov, Rav Asher Arieli saying shir for Americans at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You serious?
Yeah.
On video or audio?
Audio.
Who is?
Rav Asher Arieli.
On what subject?
It says on the sign, Arvei Psachim, Inyani Lala Seder.
You send me what's on the regular number that all the Rosh Yeshivas are saying shir on?
I have no idea. It's on the Lakewood Scoop.
But I ain't got no Lakewood Scoop. Can you send me the scoop?
I'll text you the number.
Soil's got
Leave the Lakewood out of it.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
All right,
everybody.
have a good night.